Namaste and welcome to Soul Fusion Cafe. I am Jess Juntunen, your host for this hour of radiant wellness and soul forward living. And it is an honor and pleasure to be with you here live once again on Tuesday at lunchtime, noon Eastern, or 9 a.m. Pacific. Soul Fusion Cafe, Jess Juntunen, here we go. This hour is about the full moon, lunar eclipse that is happening this week, the up level that is happening this week, and how we can birth our highest self. How can you birth your highest self? And I love this topic because it's so rich and it relates so beautifully to the work that I find most sacred in the world, which is birth work. It's incredible to be here and be doing this work because at the very beginning of my, career, if you would want to use that word, the word of this world in healing was as a birth doula. I started my journey on the healing path and studying. And the very first way I came out and hung up my shingle, so to speak, as a healer was as a birth doula. And a birth doula is one who assists a mother, family, baby come into the world. And it is the most incredible sacred work I do. And if you are out there going, oh my gosh, I am having an actual baby and I would love some support of a doula, I am happy to have a session with you around supporting your birth plan and those things. And if you're in the Keweenaw area of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you can look me up too. It is the most sacred work I do. And it is so like the spiritual journey. The experience of birth for any of you that are mothers or know a mother or were with a mother while she gave birth, you know that it is beyond the mind, what the body is capable of, what happens for us in that process as mothers or those that are helping a baby to be born. And it's so much, what happens in that room, in that sacred sanctuary and birthplace. I always felt very confident. Well, the very first few times definitely was nervous of how I would support mothers in that space, but I really felt confident in that arena, of course, as I got comfortable, and it was so powerful. And when I began the spiritual healing work, and started to do energy healing, Avesa balancings, the work of self-ascension, teaching it and bringing that forward, I had more nerves than when I was a birth doula. And what supported me to move through it was to really see they're the same energy. What I am doing is helping people to midwife their soul, to midwife their birth of their next version of themselves, to coming home to themselves. And the same things that a mother might need for a peaceful birth and for that baby to have the most peaceful transition onto Earthside. So much of it is what supports us through our own spiritual birthing process and our conscious evolution. So I love how they tie together. So I use a lot of that same language and skill set when I'm supporting people to birth into their new chapter of their life, into their true self. And it always sparks my passion. So definitely excited to be talking with you today. And if anybody would like to call in and receive a mini reading with me this hour, or you would like to share about something that relates to what we're talking about, or you have a miracle in your life, or a heartfelt sharing, that would be amazing as well. Or if you have a question about anything that we're talking about today, call the number on the screen, 517-208-1500. 517-208-1500 is the live call board, and we can bring you right into the show. Would love to hear your sharing or support you with a mini reading or hear your question. So let me know. And I pop in the chat occasionally, but if you do want to be sure I see you, and if you wanted a mini reading, I ask that you call in for that. And sometimes I can grab questions out of the chat if I see them, or else call in for those too, please. So yeah, I want to start off talking about this full moon too at the top of the hour here as we launch into our show, because it's tomorrow. If you're catching this live, if you're here on Tuesday, May 25th, tomorrow is the full moon. Or if you're catching the recording, just trust, wherever you're at, you are receiving this energy, because it is a peak up level day. And if you're going, what is she talking about? Peak up level days, I would really suggest going and visiting shriankira.com and visit their YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kira, and check out any of their videos, their most recent radio show, Shri and Kira Live on Sundays. Their predictions are beyond amazing, and they have the entire energy flow for the year. They have a calendar available, and it's incredible. So it gives us a heads up on what's going on with these energies and dates, right? So this week is huge. We've got Mercury going retrograde, and I'm sure many of you have been feeling Mercury's already been doing its thing. Mercury has already been fully showing up in this empowered presence. And like Master Lady Kira Ross says, it's going to be power, like I'm empowered, or it's going to be punching and you're going to be the one being punched by it. You harness this and be empowered, or be bulldozed over by this energy. It's huge. It's massive this week. And this up level is only amplifying it. The full moon's only amplifying it. So please really, really be in the energy of creation. Everything that you are putting into motion right now in your life is being amplified, and the choices are all in front of you. And it's really that moment of, we would say, if not now, when, as Archangel Zadkiel said. And we have moved into the energy of, it's right now. There's no when. It's right now. If there's the thing that you have been dreaming on, the version of yourself you really wish to live fully, make steps towards that this week. And look where you are putting your energy, and really be that island this whole month. And that means, to be one with yourself, and do not tap into all the streams of energy that are available. Pay attention to what streams you're attuning your frequency to. So, are you scrolling the social media feed, or are you talking to people that just don't resonate, and it's bless them, but maybe there are people in your life that you don't always feel the highest vibration after you walk away from a conversation. Notice how you're interacting with others. Notice who you're speaking with, and notice what you're consuming. Like literally, not just the food, like the literal foods, but the energies, the messages. Even, are you binging out on particular shows or television? Pay attention to where your energy is and really notice if you're being polluted right now, or if you are connecting to that clear, clean stream that's available at all times. And, we're really in this flowing, watery energy. And I gotta say, tonight on Soul Mirrors, this is the secret intelligence of water. I wish I was on this show to talk to Veda Austin in person, but I have a feeling we will be seeing more of her after tonight on Soul Mirrors Live with Master Lady Kira Ra. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Oneness Talk Radio, as well as Official Shri and Kira Radio. I know Kira's going to share much more about this full moon, lunar eclipse energy, and Veda Austin's going to be on there. This is crazy. I ordered her book, And it says the macroscopic evidence of water responding to human consciousness. And she has just really gone deep into this work of how water is our consciousness, and we are made of water. Look at the images she captures when she freezes this, and this whole book is full of this. And that water energy, here's collected thoughts, prayers, and love. And here's what the water photograph says. Just incredible what happens. The one on the left is just like the tap water, and here's what it looks like after the energy of consciousness, prayers, and love. Right. So anyways, that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear about her work and see what else that she has to share with us, because the water is speaking in so many ways right now, and the fire as well. And you guys, I can't even make up this stuff. And I'm sure you have things like this happening in your life too. This past weekend, the energies of fire and water were very present. We are in this phoenix rising, rebirth from the flames. You might have been walking through fires in your life, literally, or be walking through them right now. And there are so many that are. And the waters are rising and cleansing, and these two energies are dancing. And I invite you to look at how they are playing out in your life right now, because, wow, it's phenomenal in mine. So, this past week for me has been expansive beyond my wildest dreams, and that's going to continue. Think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. What you want to manifest, go bigger and go bigger and go bigger. Think about what you really want and make it bigger, because it's that time. And I'm seeing the evidence, and I've seen so many people in the last week have amazing manifestations and miracles. And some of them are astonishing, uplifting, amazing. And some people are calling in tough breakthrough moments, the challenge, because we are that choice, and they have a choice. And in my own family of origin, on both sides of my family, some very catastrophic or challenging events happening, or scary, eye-opening kind of events happening for people. And, it's wild, the opportunities that are present in holding that space, and those of you, probably all of you listening that are lineage holders know, in your biological family as a lineage holder, if you're one that came here and you're said, I'm going to wake up and heal the family trauma, it's often we're born into a family that's got a lot of it, and it's generational, and it's an amazing privilege, and it also can be challenging. So I feel you out there if you resonate with that. So many things happen that way. And then this last weekend, incredibly, an Atlantean healing chamber, a crystalline Atlantean healing chamber I did for a client who came here to the Kiwana in the UP. And if you're here right now live, you're hearing this first, that yes, there will be more retreats happening here in my area. I am on Lake Superior, which, if you've never been here, it's the largest freshwater lake in the world. It is pure. You can see to the bottom, even if you're miles above the surface. She is an energy force. She's a freshwater ocean. She's the North Shore. You can't see across her. There's nothing quite like it. And the energy and the spine that I'm sitting on where I live, the Kiwana here, is bedrock. It's the Canadian shield, actually, that bows under Lake Superior, and it pops up here on this little spine of this peninsula. It's full of copper, all kinds of crystals, ancient energy of the earth that you are standing on. It is a very powerful place in North America. And the land, the trees, the energy is incredible. So a woman comes that I know well, and she comes and does a crystalline Atlantean healing chamber, and it's phenomenal. It was about, her comment was, we did here, like, this is second to being at Tosa in Ecuador. I've never ever achieved this anywhere else besides TOSA, and we got about as close as you could get. And this happened when I did a retreat in Wisconsin last fall. We made a crystalline container. It's incredible. The crystalline Atlantean healing chamber is a protocol that is ancient, timeless, and recognized by all. And I learned this modality last fall, the upleveled, basically. Let's say I have done Atlantean healing chambers for maybe 8 years or so. And the crystalline chambers are just beyond. There are singing bells. You hear your soul song. It's a 2-day protocol where you have a session back to back on each day, and you're in a container the whole time, and you are able to transcend, all boundaries and be in multidimensional space for a full 24 hours for the healing portion, but it lasts much longer. It starts when you initiate it. It keeps going for weeks after. It's profound, and you can heal old dogmas and patterns that could be hanging around from lifetimes ago. So, bar none, the most incredible experience ever. And if you would love an Atlantean healing chamber, message me. I would absolutely love to hear. You can check out anything I'm talking about at selfascensionstudios.com and see my sessions and things like that. So, long story short, she comes up and it's amazing. But what happens while we are opening her chamber on Friday night is half of the main street of my town burned to the ground. We didn't know that was happening during the balancing. And my heart is around those that are impacted. It was several historical buildings. It's a historical street and district. It's a national historic park. The town itself is. So it's sad because those buildings are just gone. There's that piece that we could grieve. And there was many people's homes, apartments in those buildings. Luckily, nobody was injured seriously or killed, but it took hours and hours and 14 fire departments, and the community outpouring has been one gift. This community is incredible up here. It might be small. There might be people with lots of differences of opinions, but they all come together when something happens. So that's another gift. But the town was on fire. I heard the sirens when I was going to bed, but I'm in the container too, right? So we are in this crystalline container. There's a fire literally not even a mile away burning, and the phoenix rising, right? And she had the most incredible weekend. She's going to be doing these every 3 months, right? That's an incredible gift. And I've had that inspiration for a long time to bring more people here because of the healing of this land. And for so many people to come take a time out here, it's just one of the most stunning places. And I'm definitely called to do more healing work with the land because she still needs healing. There was a big mining area and lots of generations of people that have been here from then, and things that are healing for sure. But my calling is so deep, and so many healers are born by this lake. There's a thriving TOSA community actually here. There's so many people that are part of the Temple of Self-Ascension and connect with Sri and Kira's work and the miracle team and all of that. It's incredible. So, it's, and then it rained, and then it rained and rained and rained, but we had the fires, the waters, and the rains, and this is the energy, right? And we know down in Ecuador, they had all this flooding in Cuenca. And of course, our heart is around everybody, and we have compassion, and we help and support the efforts to rebuild and whatever is going to be birthed. I don't know what downtown will birth after this. Many of the residents are in the trauma and pain of how awful it is. But, I'm seeing the possibility and potentiality in this example, right? And that's what we see in our own lives. Sometimes something burns away in your life, and in the moment it's oh my God, it seems like the worst thing ever because it could be terrible. You could have lost your home, you could have lost things, so much could happen, and in the end it's a burning away, right, of what needs to go to allow the space for what's going to come forward and be rebirthed. So we're in that time. If you're walking through the fire right now, I bow before you. I honor you, because it's not easy. But what will help you walk through it is your steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust. That is the framework of support. The steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust. And that's what we need to stay with to keep going. And I'm going to pop over and come over to the phone line. I have a wireless caller here with their hand up. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jess. I'm glad I found you, but I couldn't get you on YouTube. For some reason, it wasn't working on my end. I think everybody else seems to be working. I had to go to Facebook.
Well, you made it.
But anyway, yeah. That was a very, wow. You are so protected. I'm glad that you are okay. I'm not saying that I want your neighborhood to burn down, but I'm just saying that you're very special. We can't have anything happen to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're really devastated. I know that much, but
yeah. Oh, thank you.
Actually, I've been going through, I've done a lot of work lately within the last few weeks, and I'm hoping for a reading, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I would love that. I am honored. So I'm just tapping into you and inviting you to take a heart-centered breath, hand to heart. Wow, and as you're connecting right now, I am like getting complete angelic presence on your left side, and it's a feminine energy that's like tapping you on the shoulder and whispering in your ear and inviting you to open up. And it's like this left side of potentiality and the future that's calling. And she's saying, can you see it? Can you see what's being built here, what you have been building, and to pay attention closely to what you are putting out into the world? It's time for creating. And in order to really make that room, there is a release of the old, maybe it's old ties or patterns, and it's okay to just allow some unraveling and release, and to honor yourself as you do that letting go. And there is all of this just heart energy that's birthing forward. I'm seeing just like the birds and butterflies and confetti and all of this love, and very much a purifying flame, pure, that is coming in to assist you to just release or burn off anything that is ready to go. And they're just saying, just keep walking, keep taking the steps, because you're doing more than you think you're doing. And she's sitting over there patiently, just kind of saying, come on, you've got this. And they're just all this nourishing, nurturing support. And don't forget that it's there for you. Tap in off and get outside, get in nature, and just listen to the guidance. It's always there. And you know what they're even talking about. You feel it in your heart right now. So keep going. Yeah. So thank you.
I wanted some confirmation, and I'm beautiful the way you expressed it. You're like Kira. She expresses it so beautifully that my heart sings when I hear it from you both.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is about the highest compliment I could ever receive. And thank you so much for calling in. I'm glad it resonated. Thank you, dear. Namaste.
Can I just listen?
Yeah, you can stay on and listen for sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely. Beautiful. If anyone else would love to call in, that number is 517-208-1500. And I'll throw it back up on the screen because we can do those things now. Woohoo! 517-208-1500. If you have a request for a mini reading, that is the place to do it. Please call in if you like a mini reading. It's easier for me to connect that way, and I can't always keep up with the chat. So please call into the 517-208-1500. And if you have a question about anything being shared, or you have a miracle to share, or just something on your heart to offer this community, please call in. We would love to hear from you. So yeah, amazing stuff, right? And yeah, the energy of right now is just blowing me away. So thank you for allowing me to share that, experience of the last weekend, but it was so wild. You just couldn't make this stuff up. It's like we're living in a magical movie, or like Harry Potter. It's like Hogwarts. Like when you're at Tosa Blue Mountain, that's what Elizabeth Yarnell said when we were there. She said, this is like Hogwarts. That gets to be our life, right? And those of you that are studying self-ascension and medical intuitive or Avesa or any of those modalities this year with myself and Shri and Kira, this year-long journey. And if you're not, please go to shriandkira.com and look at all of the classes this year. They're putting their entire course library out live, teaching it for the last time live with all these up levels and upgrades. And I'm so excited because for a long time I've been saying, I want to teach other people how to do evasive balancings if they haven't learned it yet, or to support other people learning these modalities. And that's exactly what I'm getting to do now, because I'm in my master's of all of this work, really, or PhD maybe, and studying and becoming a teacher of these modalities. And I'll be able to bring that to the world, So think about it. Put the UP, Upper Peninsula, the Keweenaw Peninsula on your radar. Maybe you want to come up here for personal healing sessions. And I'll be putting together some retreats. Things are happening fast, and that's the way it goes when we are in our inspiration and flow. And I'm beyond grateful, you guys. That feeling when you just keep walking, the steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust. That's that trinity of support, the framework of support that we must engage in to lift and to continue to expand our consciousness. And a lot of us, I know you're out there like, wow, the steadfast commitment piece, they're serious about that. It's just keep walking, keep going, no matter what. You're committed to what? Think about, what is it that I'm committed to in my life? Is it to the expansion of love and myself and my dreams and what I'm birthing? Is that where my commitment lies? Keep walking. Sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm just like going. And the focused awareness of, like what it is that you are calling forward. Be aware to where your energy is at all times, and be very aware of the miracles that are present, the divine in your life. Keep your eyes on the divine at all times, and the complete trust that you know the way. Birthing into our highest self, the topic of today. That means to be in your multi-dimensional presence. That means to be in the state of unconditional love. No, non-judgment, not judging like yourself, others, the divine, the timing, letting that all go. No shoulds, no nothing. You're in the surrender. Ego has relaxed in order for soul to lead. And it can really take a birthing process to awaken all of this. So the steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust. That's like the mother that's birthing, right? So if a mom's in the birthing realm and she's working on, like, she's going to get single-minded, like, I'm birthing a baby. Like, that is the only thing that can have her attention. If other things come in and she has to answer to somebody outside of herself or think, that breaks her focus. She's got the commitment, her focused awareness on the birth itself. It calls you into it. When you are in birth, you are called completely in. But think about it, like so many births in the US, at least, happen in hospital settings. And a hospital setting is often quite different than a setting that would be beneficial to a birthing mother and her family, because a hospital is a place we go when something is quote unquote wrong or we are sick, right? So the whole system is already set up around, it's more objective and not really looking at, it's looking at mechanics, versus support. Although there is some of this changing, I realize, in our systems. Thank goodness there are hospitals that have compassionate care and birthing tubs and midwives at them, nurse midwives. But they're recognizing it finally, because there's enough research-based evidence on good outcomes for babies and mothers when they are taken care of in all ways, and that they have a safe, supportive environment and empowerment in their decisions. So, right, if a mom's in her commitment and her focused awareness and trusts her body, that process can go much smoother. If something breaks that process, if she's not, like, she might have the commitment and awareness, but she all of a sudden is to do it, baby's going to be born no matter what. That's the good news. No matter what, one way, a baby's going to be born. And the same is true for your ascension process, for you moving into your highest self. No matter what, you're going to be birthed through this. So that's comforting, but it can be easier, just like the birthing mother. It's going to be a labor, of course, but when the baby comes, as those of you that are mothers know or have been present there, quickly the labor, it's fresh, but it diminishes significantly quite quickly, or we might never have another baby again. And, and same goes if it was a cesarean, that's still a labor. It's still a birthing process. And that is something too, a lot of women need to heal, but, kind of digress. However that baby is born, it's a birthing process. And in our spiritual life, there's so many different ways to birth ourselves. But if the environment doesn't feel safe, if you don't feel safe, if you are being distracted by outside voices that are saying, here's how you should birth. Do you need this? What can I do? It's like you have to be in that zone of like, this is my process. This is the rhythm. I mean, a mother will go into rhythm and ritual to her body to support it with a baby being born. This is the same. What's your ritual and rhythm in your spiritual life? We do need to honor the dance of our own awakening process, our own birthing of ourselves. And we go through this multiple times on this beautiful planet because we have so many ways that we get, leveling up. Like we level up to a level and we live there and we're in there and we're thriving. Then we realize, oh, there's more, right? And then we have more to level up. If we were to just do all of it at once, we would implode. Our ego couldn't cope. It's got to happen kind of in layers and in a gentle process. So, think about how you are in that commitment. Where's your commitment at? What level is your commitment at? Like feel into it right now, take a breath. Where does my commitment lie to myself and my process of becoming? Where's my commitment at? And think about where has my focused awareness been? Where am I focusing? What am I being aware of in my experience? And am I trusting myself overall and the divine? And they really are the same thing at the end of the day, because you are the divine in form, right? It's really an incredible way to work with your process, to envision yourself as that birthing, empowered presence of like the lioness that is birthing, or the phoenix that is birthing anew. And whatever you might be walking through, just know you are not alone, and you aren't crazy. You are not alone, and you are not crazy. And mark your calendar, because June 1st, we will have a supportive community that is birthing through TOSA, through Shri and Kira. And I know I'm going to be a part of this, and I hope you're a part of this. June 1st. Stay tuned. Subscribe over to Shri and Kira on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, because there will be many announcements and information coming up. But there's going to be a whole new forum for support with Shri and Kira, with our community, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. And also there is going to be the Avesa Breath practitioner 2-day training event in June on June 10th and 17th. It will be free. You will be learning not only the Avesa breath, but be certified to teach it to others and to attune yourself more deeply to the energy of Avesa. And what is Avesa? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the hail to the infinite. It is the hail to the divine. If you connect with your heartbeat, if you're able to bring your hand to your heart right now and connect with your heart, the heart says Ave, 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 Ave. And it's the hail to. That's what it's saying. It's the reverence. It's the deep bow. And the Sa is the divine empowerment within. Ave, Sa. And that's the breath. If you breathe in Ave, exhale, Sa. You have the basic of the Avesa breath. And the Avesa energy supersedes so many other energies on this planet. It's because it's ancient. It is ascended. It is multidimensional. It is quantum. And it really wasn't even safe to be brought back to the planet until after 2000. And we weren't ready for it. And now we have been ready for it. And we want to call in 1,000 people to come to these trainings. So get the word out there. There'll be many more announcements about this, and that's going to be a Shri and Kira event. Check their webpage, check their social media. I will post things about it as well, because this is massive. When one or more of us lifts, we open the portal for 100,000 others to do the same for themselves. If you are brave enough to step into that birthing portal and the void and co-create your new life, and you do that and shine, 100,000 others have that opportunity to do the same. They will have the opportunity to awaken because of your awakening. And that is even growing exponentially now. You could be holding awakened presence for 1 million now. 1 million, up to 1 million people, and you receive the support of those million at the same time. We really are supported. We really, really are. And just saying hi in the chat. Hi, B. We are rocking it. Hi, Polly. No, I'm not in a child's playhouse. I'm in a corner of a loft kind of room. It's really cool. I think my new camera gives me an interesting perspective. But you know what? I am in a child's playhouse. Why not? Oh, yeah. Learn more. Beatrice says she wants to learn more on the 7 polarities. I would look at taking the 7 polarities class, and I would love to talk more about that. But I know Shri and Kira are going to keep talking more about that too. Tune into what they've got to say. Absolutely. Hi, Jill and Akil and Pauline, Ashtara. Hello. Mona, Ashtara, Gary. Hi. Mona, please call in if you would love a reading. I would love to hear from you. And if anyone else wants to call in, that number is 517-208-1500. And I'm going to go grab, we've got more phone calls. Let's get some more callers in here. Namaste. Is this Ashtara?
Hello, Jess. How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
So excited to be connecting with you today.
I am as well. I am so excited that you got in here and called.
Thank you. I want to share miracle energy with you.
Oh, yes.
And some transformation.
Awesome. All right. We are here for it.
Wonderful. So to give context to the community that is hearing, 8 months ago, I released opioid pain management after 5 years of using it for chronic severe back pain. In doing so, I lost absolutely everything that I had, was, and thought I had or was, and the ability to carry anything. And I let my life collapse. And I want to share with you that Friday, I worked at a job in a kitchen on my feet for 5 hours. And it was the biggest blessing because I got to notice who I am today in an environment that was my home before all of this. And to see that my body could handle this, to see that I loved who I am becoming and that I didn't need acceptance or approval, and that it was just a joy to flow through this body well beyond my mind's ability to comprehend how on earth I was doing it. And I even had issues come up, like locking the key in the car, and I navigated the whole thing. And also that brought forward a flurry of activity that allowed me to notice who I was and who I am not. And it was really challenging to bring myself to the center. But what I brought myself to in this moment is some radical gratitude for the back and the body, because I recognize that this back is always saying to me, hey, you have a body. Hey, you're alive. So I'm saying thank you for this body. Thank you for my life. Thank you for this pain. And it's transformative. And that's what I want to share with you.
Oh my gosh, I have truth chills covering my body. I honor you so much for your sharing, and thank you so much for calling in and sharing this with all of us, and your honesty and your steadfast commitment is incredible. I bow before you. I've had the blessing of seeing you on your journey, witnessing you, and I mean, just incredible breakthroughs on every level, celebrating you returning to work and this perspective and place that you're in, and knowing that this is going to assist your body even more through this loving presence for it to continue to release what it needs to and come into greater alignment with the you that has birthed here so fully. And I just honor you, and we are celebrating you, and I'm hugging you right now. I love you so much.
Oh, I'm hugging you right back. I love you so much. And thank you for validating and witnessing and holding my hand through all of this. I just love you so much. And I'm so grateful for our community. So grateful.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Ashtara, thank you. Namaste, my love.
Thank you, Jess. Namaste.
Oh, I just love this community. This is the best. It really is the best. Let's bring in another caller. We have Belleville, Illinois. I think this could be Gary on the line.
Namaste, Jess.
Namaste, Gary.
How are we?
I am excellent and happy to be here with you.
Me too. Thank you. I just want to share a little miracle that happened. It happened a year ago, but it was everything to do with the connection and protection that we carry around with us as awakened beings. And I know this is a fact. So what happened was I was walking my grandson's dog. The dog ended up staying with us because she had surgery, and the kids, she plays with the kids too much, and we ended up with her. So anyway, I walked her in the morning, and down the alley about 6 houses down is this crazy ass pit bull that's it's always chained up in the back, and it always tries to jump the fence. I mean, it's yoked itself trying to jump over the fence at us. So I took her down there at 7 in the morning. I figured the dog wouldn't be out or anything. Not only was the dog out, but it was running around outside its fence. The dog sees us and comes running for me and Izzy, full speed, growling, barking, and I pulled Izzy up on her leash. She's a boxer, but I'm like, I don't let her, she ain't gonna fight. She just had surgery. So I pulled her up behind me, and I started thinking right then and there, God, I'm about to kick this dog's ass. And the dog got about 10 feet from me, and I yelled at it, bitch, and this dog got attacked by every flea on earth. I swear to God. It started yelping and biting at itself and slid. Started doing this in midair. It slid about 5 feet from me. I turned my dog around and said, come on, Izzy. I said, thank you, guy. I got the chills, the goosebumps up my back, and just looked back at that dog, and I got about 20 feet from it. It jumped up, ran the other direction, ran right past his house.
Wow.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
That dog was getting ready to bite. Oh, yeah, it was getting ready to tear us up. Or at least try. It was getting ready to be in a fight is what was getting ready to happen. But I didn't have to touch the dog.
That's incredible.
I'm about to kick this dog in its ass. And I pulled her up, and I took the defense stance. And when I yelled at her, it got attacked.
That's incredible.
It was awesome, though.
That's incredible, and what an example of your intentional presence and the protection that comes in to surround us, and wow. I mean, thank you for sharing that. And
absolutely. And, this is the way I look at it. It's straight up true. If you're a awakened being and you're walking around and you're awakened in public, Gaia knows it, God knows it, every Holy Spirit in the realm that we can't see knows it, and they're here to help. Straight up. You're not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You're not going to end up sick.
Wow.
You're
Yes.
going to be fine.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for being that testament of the one that is holding that steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and the complete trust. Because without that, right? Yeah, we can't command that light. And you are doing that and serving as an example. And I know that this example in your sharing demonstrates to others what is possible and what we're capable of doing when we are protected, like you shared. We're so protected and guided. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's beautiful deal. It's a beautiful thing. You want to give me that energy reading today?
I would love to. I would love to. Absolutely. So let's take a moment and connect, taking a breath, hand to heart. And there is immediately, I got just blue energy, very much the blue starborn presence. It's like in you, like you carry that blue starborn presence and all around you. And the benevolent ones are coming in. It's purity and compassion are the words that are coming to me. And that there is a purpose of spirit that I know that you have been, like they're showing that you have been growing and playing in this expansion of your spirit and your gifts, and you are really like getting ready to bring that into a bigger circle or bigger world. They're showing me, and I see you speaking, so I don't know if that's like on your radar at all, and if it's sharing and like,
it is, big time.
Okay, I see you doing it.
In the physical, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go, please share.
I'm sorry.
No, share.
I've been teaching domestic violence classes, court-ordered domestic violence classes, and they literally gave me the green light to teach spirituality, which I started care about that a long time ago, and that's still going on. That I get to teach there. I don't like to do it as much because I like to look people in the eye when I teach them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like them to feel my energy and I want to be all up in their energy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to do over the phone and not be able to look at them because you can't look in my eyes and stay mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the reality.
Yes.
I've had people in a shitty, crazy mood. As soon as they look in my eyes, they change.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Incredible.
That's
Incredible.
Cool.
Wow. Yeah, I see it. Like, it's just like amazing. I see the ripples that are coming from you and your presence and the teaching gifts that you have. So yeah, it's like you are just so supported. You are so in this energy, and like keep going and think bigger. Just keep thinking bigger. Your potential is infinite, and you are doing it, and just keep resting in those moments into that embrace of the divine, and really keep connecting with this blue energy. Bring the blue in around you, and experience that blue jewel of the heart. Really come into your heart and feel that center of perfect balance. Keep giving to yourself in balance. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much for calling in, Gary. It's always awesome.
Thank you, Jess. I love you so much. I love this family. I love you all. Let's have dinner at Toast of Blue Mountain Buffet of Light and Love tonight.
I can't wait. Much love, and talk to you soon. Namaste. Oh, how wonderful. And we are at the top of the hour. And Mona, I just saw your message. That's true. If you're calling from India, it's hard to call in on that number. You know what, dear? If you are here next week, just send an email to jess@selfascensionstudios.com. Those of you that might want to grab a reading and you can't maybe call in, or if you can figure it out on Zoom, I realize it's not a toll-free number if you're in another country. Email jess@selfascensionstudios.com. You can email me with a sharing you have there. You can email me if you would like to request a reading. And that way I can serve you and connect with you. And I love hearing from you all and what's going on. So as we conclude today, oh my gosh, the hour goes so incredibly fast. I love talking with you all. And, next week I'll be back live on Tuesday. We're here Tuesdays at noon. This is Soul Fusion Cafe. I'm Jess Juntunen, if you happen to jump in at the end. And selfascensionstudios.com. That is my hub. I have a whole brand new website built out there, and more is always being added. I'd love if you checked it out. And if you feel called, you could book a discovery session with me or see what else is on offer. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, if you want to hang out for more Ascended conversation tonight, Veda Austin will be on Soul Mirrors. Let me get the book right. Secret Intelligence of Water, the water energy. So yeah, much love to you all. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing rest of your week. Many blessings and namaste.